Unlike anything I've ever read, Muir's writing is as sharp as broken tooth and just as unsettling. That's what was written on Harrow the Ninth book cover. I am 2 books deep and I plan to read Nona next month, after I'm done with a series written by my compatriot Michał Gołkowski set in the Stalker universum. I'm on the last book, last stretch. The Locked Tomb book series is written by a New Zealand author, I'm sorry for the pronunciation, Tamsin Muir, that's what Google said, and consists of 3 books: Gideon, Harrow, and Nona, with Agatka being in the works. I will try to make this yap session as spoiler-free as I can in case I manage to interest someone in the lore, and they would like to read the books themselves. Kitty! Agatka. Chcesz coś powiedzieć, Agatka? That was Agatka straight from my basement. Gideon the Ninth, the first book, starts us off in Gideon's skin. Duh. Gideon Nuff is just a regular human girl, dropped off onto a death-infused, rotting planet as an infant with her mother, who unfortunately didn't survive the drop. Small Gideon is being raised alongside Harrow Hark, the girl I'm drawing here. Harrow is a necromancer, a mage of bone, the reverend daughter of the royal couple in charge of the whole house. Yes, the planet is a house. Long story short, there are 9 houses in total, and this one is the 9th one. It revolves around praying to a certain very important tomb and keeping it locked. The locked tomb, you know. Despite being close in age, Gideon and Harrow absolutely despise each other's guts. They argue, fight, and torment each other every chance they get. For a long time, Gideon tried to escape the 9th house, and to be fair, I don't blame her. Nobody but one person on the entire planet tolerated her. A super old lady responsible for leading and training military of the house, whose name I am not going to attempt to read out loud. The one time Gideon was so very close to finally dipping from the death house, Harrow presented her with an offer. The offer being, you're coming with me on a trip as my cavalier, and I don't take no for an answer. So, well, Gideon told her to f*** off, but actually had no choice, as mentioned, so they went on a trip. And what a trip it was, oh boy! People died! The books are written in a way to keep the readers guessing and letting them solve the mysteries themselves as the plot thickens. Gideon the Ninth is kept in a relatively light tone, as Gideon herself is a very laid-back individual, describing most things in a hyperbolic comedic way, still keeping it a bit grimy and dirty. I loved it! Harrow's book gets a bit more complex and uses a lot more fancy magic words, because we move bodies from Gideon to Harrow. If you know, you know. I loved it! Okay, now, why I love Harrow so much? She has a skull on her face. That's the winning quality. Onto the pile of my favorite characters with skull faces she goes. What, did you want something deep? Okay then, since you asked. At first, Harrow is a cold bitch. She treats Gideon worse than the dirt she walks on. Gideon is just a puppy compared to her rabid cat necromancer. If I had to categorize the first book in tropes, I'd say it's forced proximity and enemies to not really lovers but close. There is just something so special about seeing the absolutely hateful character slowly warming up and getting attached to the companion they got stuck with. Harrow generally goes through a lot and, all in all, tries her best to keep herself and her house in one piece. I don't blame her for being on the verge of either exploding in a ball of fire and bones or collapsing to the ground and crying for 5 days straight at all times. She hides it well too. I can't really talk about the second book without spoilers, so I won't. Oh, would you look at that, the drawing is done. Wow, that went by fast, didn't it? I bet you did not retain any information I spoke at you during the speed paint. You did? Oh yeah? Prove it. Say something in the comments that will make sense only to those who watched the video to the very end. I dare you. Ha, you won't do it because you didn't listen to me. I knew it. Nobody ever does.